House Bill 3204 was rather suddenly introduced on September 25th, this year. Prior to that, there had been two distinctly different pieces of legislation moving through the Senate. That was Senate Bill 959, and also through the House, and that was House Bill 3089. Both of those grappled with two main issues. The two main issues being, how do we ensure that the authority of the FDA is clear over this manufacturing-like activity? How do we also make sure that the current legislation, 503A, which is the section related to pharmacy compounding in the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, is really as clear as it should be? The Senate bill and the House bill, the originals, the staffers, stakeholders, IACP, other pharmacy associations, spent a lot of time working on the nuances of a piece of legislation that dates back to 1997 and needed to be updated, not only to take into consideration what had occurred with NECC, but also how has pharmacy practice changed and evolved over the past several years. One of the reasons why IACP specifically came out in opposition to House Bill 3204 is because much of that work, all of those discussions, was essentially washed away. We have Congress doing two things. First and foremost, creating this new outsourcing facility, which is very similar to the language that was in the Senate bill and House Bill 3089. But what the new H3204 does is it essentially reaffirms all of 503A. In other words, we didn't fix anything. And the frustration with that is that means any pharmacist engaged in compounding, whether it is one medication that they might do a week, whether they're specialists in compounding, be it in an institutional or hospital or health system practice, in long-term care, home infusion, community pharmacists where most IACP members practice their profession. We now have pharmacists in the same boat they were before NECC, before all of the discussion and the work over the past year. And that is, they're in a boat of ambiguity. Because the federal law has not kept pace with state law, we now have situations where a compounding pharmacist can be entirely in compliance with their state law, entirely in compliance with their state board of pharmacy's expectations, and yet be in violation of federal law. And that leaves pharmacists in a really untenable position. What am I supposed to do to take care of the patient and the needs of my community with prescription drugs, customized, obviously compounded? But then am I potentially placing my practice and my own license at risk because there is this conflicting federal and conflicting state sets of laws and regulations? H3204 did not fix the problem that we all sat down immediately after NECC occurred in October 2012 and agreed, we have to solve this problem.